She said, "You're too sensitive. I was just being honest," after crushing my feelings in front of her friends. I said, "You're right, I am sensitive to disrespect," and left. 2 hours later, she called me 20 times asking why her cards are not working. I, 27 male, was sitting at brunch with my girlfriend Tessa, 26, and her friends when she decided to publicly humiliate me. We'd been together for 3 years, living together for 1. It started innocently enough. Her friend Bree asked about our anniversary plans next month. I'd been excited about this, had secretly booked a weekend getaway to a vineyard she'd mentioned wanting to visit. "Oh, Colton's probably planning something super basic," Tessa laughed, sipping her mimosa. "Last year, he got me a handwritten letter. Like, cute, but I can't post a letter on Instagram, you know?" Her friends giggled. I felt my stomach tighten but stayed quiet. Bree: "Ah, that's actually sweet though." Tessa: "Sweet? Girl, I showed him the Cartier bracelet I wanted for months. He got me. Words on paper. I mean, at least try, right?" Morgan, another friend: "Men never listen. That's why I just buy myself nice things." "Exactly. Colton thinks cooking dinner at home is romantic. Sir, I can get pasta anywhere." They all laughed. I sat there remembering how she'd cried happy tears at that letter, how she'd said the homemade dinners were her favorite dates. "The vineyard weekend should be nice," I said quietly, deciding to reveal the surprise since she clearly wasn't appreciating anything anyway. Tessa rolled her eyes. "A vineyard? Babe, that's so predictable. Every basic couple does wine country." Bree looked uncomfortable. "I think that sounds lovely." "You would. Remember when Derek took you to that cabin? You thought that was romantic too." Now she was insulting her friend's relationship. Classic Tessa. Tear everyone down to build herself up. Morgan changed the subject, but Tessa wasn't done. She started listing my failures. How I wore the same boring clothes, how I played video games instead of taking her to clubs, how I saved money instead of living life, how I was too emotional about my mom's cancer diagnosis last year. That last one hit different. The table went quiet. "Tessa," Bree said softly, "that's kind of harsh." Tessa waved her hand. "What? I'm just being honest. He knows I keep it real. Right, babe?" I looked at her, really looked at her. Designer sunglasses I'd bought, nails done on my credit card, sitting there trash-talking me to people who were supposed to be our friends. "You're absolutely right," I said, standing up. "You're just being honest." She smiled, thinking she'd won. "See? He gets it. And honestly," I continued, "you're being disrespectful, and I'm too sensitive to tolerate disrespect." Her smile faltered. "Babe, sit down, you're embarrassing yourself." "No, I'm removing myself from an embarrassing situation. Enjoy your brunch." I put cash on the table for my meal and walked out. Behind me, I heard Tessa laugh nervously. "He'll be back, he's just being dramatic." Narrator: He would not, in fact, be back. I went straight home and started evaluating our situation. See, Tessa had champagne taste on my beer budget salary. She worked part-time at a boutique, maybe brought in $1,200 a month. I made decent money as a software developer and somehow had become responsible for rent. Her car payment, she picked it, I paid. Her credit cards, authorized user on 3 of mine. Her phone bill. Streaming services. Pretty much everything except her shopping addiction. Time to fix that. First, called my credit card companies, removed her as authorized user on all 3 cards. Immediate effect. Second, logged into Verizon, removed her line from my plan. She could get her own. Third, changed all streaming passwords. Netflix, Hulu, HBO Max, Disney Plus, all of it. Fourth, went to the bank. She wasn't on my accounts, but I changed my login info just in case. Took maybe 45 minutes total. Then I sat back and waited. The first call came at 1:47 p.m. I was gaming with my buddy Kai when my phone started buzzing. "Tessa." I let it ring. The text started. "My card got declined at Sephora. What's going on? Hello? This isn't funny. Colton, pick up your phone now. 20 missed calls in an hour." Then her friend started. "Bree, hey, Tessa's freaking out. What happened?" "Me. She said I was too sensitive." Turns out she was right. Look, she was wrong for what she said, but nothing. I'm done subsidizing someone who disrespects me publicly. Morgan, you really canceled her cards over brunch conversation? I removed her from my cards, yes. That's financial abuse. No, financial abuse is using someone's money while publicly humiliating them. What I did is called boundaries. By 4 p.m., Tessa was home, stormed in like a hurricane. What did you do? Took your advice. I'm too sensitive, so I removed myself from situations that hurt my feelings. Like paying for someone who thinks I'm basic. You canceled my phone? I couldn't even Uber home. Bree had to pay. Sounds like you have a good friend there. Maybe don't insult her boyfriend next time. She was pacing now, designer heels clicking on the floor I paid for. You can't just cut me off. I have a facial appointment tomorrow. I have plans this weekend. Better figure that out then. I can't afford the theft. She stopped, caught herself admitting she couldn't afford her lifestyle. Can't afford what, Tessa? The lifestyle you mocked me for funding? Her face went through several emotions: anger, panic, calculation. Then she tried manipulation. Baby, I'm sorry. I was just joking around. You know how I get with the girls. I do know, that's the problem. I'll make it up to you. Tonight, whatever you want. What I want is for you to move out. Dead silence. You're taking me out? Over brunch? Over 3 years of disrespect that culminated at brunch. You have 30 days, legally required to give you that. Where am I supposed to go? That's not my sensitive, basic problem anymore. She stood there, mouth open, processing that I was serious. Then came the tears. But I'd seen this performance before. The tears that only came when her comfort was threatened, never when she hurt others. You're really doing this? After everything? After everything is exactly why I'm doing this. That was 3 hours ago. She's locked herself in the bedroom, calling everyone she knows. I can hear her spinning the story. I'm abusive, controlling, manipulative. Cut her off for no reason. But Bree was at that brunch. She heard everything. The truth has a way of coming out. My phone's been quiet for the last hour. She's probably realizing her shopping trip tomorrow isn't happening. Her weekend plans are canceled. Her whole lifestyle just went poof. And me? I'm sitting here, eating leftover pasta from one of those boring dinners she complained about, feeling lighter than I have in years. She was right about one thing. I am too sensitive to keep paying for my own disrespect. Update coming soon. Something tells me this is just the beginning. Update 1. 48 hours later. The entitlement escalation has been exactly what you'd expect from someone who just lost their meal ticket. Day 1. The reality check. The morning after, Tessa emerged from the bedroom dressed for work. Designer outfit, full face of makeup. Acted like nothing happened. I need gas money, she said, not looking at me. No. How am I supposed to get to work? The same way everyone else without a sugar daddy does. Figure it out. She slammed the door so hard the pictures shook. 20 minutes later, text started. Car won't start. Battery dead, I need AAA. Except I knew something she'd forgotten. I'd been paying for the AAA membership too. Canceled that along with everything else. Can't help you. Are you serious right now? She missed her shift. Her manager Diane called me. I was still her emergency contact. Told her Tessa no longer lived here and to please update their records. By that evening, Tessa went full victim mode on Instagram. Posted a series of stories. When you realize you were dating a narcissist. Financial abuse is real, ladies. Starting over from nothing, but at least I'm free. The comments were mixed. Her shallow friends bought it. But remember Bree? She'd apparently had enough. Bree commented, "Girl, you literally humiliated him at brunch for buying you handwritten letters instead of Cartier. This ain't it." Tessa deleted the comment. Bree posted her own story. When people rewrite history and you were literally there, with the eye roll emoji. The group chat imploded. Screenshots started surfacing. Turns out I wasn't Tessa's first victim. Her ex, Nathan, had gone through the same thing. Bree's boyfriend, Derek, reached out to me. "Bro, Nathan wants your number, says he's been waiting 3 years to watch karma catch up." The family intervention. Day 2, Tessa's mom, Paula, called me. We'd always been cool. "Colton, honey, what's going on? Tessa says you've gone crazy." "Did she tell you what happened at brunch?" "She said she made a little joke and you overreacted." I sent Paula screenshots of Tessa's greatest hits from our text history. Calling my promotion cute but asking when I'd make real money. Saying my dad's truck driver job was embarrassing. Complaining that my birthday gift to her was only $500. Paula was quiet for a long moment. I didn't raise her to be this way. I know Paula. She's always been materialistic, but this is cruel. That's why I'm done. Paula sighed. I understand. I'll talk to her about coming home. Tessa panicked about the 30-day notice and started hunting for roommates on Facebook. Posted in every group. Urgent. Professional female seeking roommate in upscale area. Must be clean, quiet, and respectful. No drama. The responses were hilarious. What's your budget? Negotiable, aka broke. Do you have first, last / deposit? Payment plans available? Definitely broke. What do you do for work? Fashion retail specialist, part-time at Forever 21. Someone recognized her from her financial abuse posts and commented, "Didn't you just post about starting over from nothing? How you gonna pay rent?" Post deleted within minutes. This is where it gets wild. By evening of day 2, Tessa was already soft-launching a new relationship. Posted a mysterious man's hand holding a coffee cup. Sometimes angels come when you need them most. The hand had a distinctive tattoo. My buddy Kai recognized it immediately. Yo bro, that's Tyler from the gym. Dude's a personal trainer who lives with 4 roommates and drives a 2003 Honda. She went from software developer to struggling personal trainer in 48 hours. The math wasn't mathing. Here's what Tessa didn't realize. I'd been building her credit for 2 years. She was an authorized user on my cards, never missed a payment because I handled everything. Her score was decent purely because of me. She applied for her own credit card, denied. Applied for a phone plan, needed a $400 deposit she didn't have. Tried to finance a laptop, denied. Welcome to the real world where credit scores matter and Instagram followers don't pay bills. The desperation texts. Last night from a friend's phone. Colton, please. I know I messed up. I was showing off for my friends. You know the real me. The girl who cried at your letter, who loves your cooking. Please don't throw us away. I'll go to therapy. I'll apologize publicly. I'll do anything. I love you. Then an hour later, when I didn't respond, fine, be petty. You'll regret this when I'm successful and you're still basic. The whiplash gave me whiplash. The work drama. Remember Diane, her manager, called me again today. I'm sorry to bother you, but Tessa listed you as a reference for an apartment. What should I say? The truth. She lived here rent-free for a year and contributed nothing financially. Oh my, that's not what she told them. What did she tell them? That she paid half of everything and you're withholding her deposit. There's no deposit to withhold. She never paid rent. Diane paused. Colton, between us? She's about to be let go anyway. Keeps taking product home without paying. Thought you should know since she used you as a reference. The universe really said, let's speedrun karma with this one. Current status, still posting about her glow-up journey despite being homeless in 28 days. Lost her job, found out this morning. Gym trainer Tyler already ghosting her. Kai has the tea. Parents offered to let her move home if she gets therapy. Bree started a group chat without her called Recovery from Tessa. Meanwhile, I saved $2,400 this month alone from not funding her lifestyle. Actually enjoyed cooking dinner without criticism. Slept better than I have in years. Cancelled the Vineyard weekend and booked a boys' trip instead. Plot twist. The Vineyard called to confirm my cancellation and mentioned they were sorry to hear the proposal package wouldn't be needed. Yeah, I'd been planning to propose. Had bought the ring and everything. Thank God for that brunch. The ring return appointment is tomorrow. Can't wait to get that $8,000 back. More updates coming. Tessa just discovered she needs rental history to get her own place. Update 2, 1 week later. The spiral downward hit terminal velocity this week. When reality hit that she couldn't just charm her way into another free ride, Tessa's true colors went from red flags to full emergency sirens. Went to return the engagement ring. The jeweler Harold remembered me from my multiple visits planning the perfect ring to Tessa's exact specifications. Cold feet? He asked sympathetically. More like dodged a bullet. She publicly humiliated me for not buying her expensive enough gifts. Harold's face changed. Wait, is this the same young lady who came in last month asking about upgrades to a ring she hadn't seen yet? My blood went cold. What? He pulled up their visitor log. Tessa had come in with Morgan, pointed out my holds, and asked about replacing the 1.5 carat center stone with something more substantial. She'd actually priced out changing my proposal ring before I'd even proposed. Harold, I wondered why she was so familiar with a ring that hadn't been purchased. Now it makes sense. He processed my full refund and threw in a bottle of champagne. For dodging that bullet, son? Tessa's firing became official. Diane called to warn me. She's telling people you got her fired by sabotaging her. Just wanted you to know she's making threats about suing you. For what? Defamation, interference with employment, emotional distress. She's got a whole list. Based on nothing, but she's convinced some online lawyer to send scary letters. Sure enough, got an email from legaleagle788@gmail.com demanding $50,000 in damages or they'd pursue all available legal options. I forwarded it to my cousin who's an actual lawyer. His response: LMAO, this is written in Comic Sans. No legitimate lawyer uses Gmail. Also, demanding money via email is borderline extortion. Want me to respond? Yes, I did. Tessa started apartment hunting in earnest. Problem: she needed proof of income, just lost her job, rental history, none, and references. Burned all bridges. She convinced Tyler the trainer to go to viewings with her, pretending they were a couple. I know, because Tyler's roommate James works with me. James? Bro, your ex is insane. She told the landlord that Tyler makes 6 figures as a trainer. He makes like $30. She also said she's a fashion executive between positions. The landlord Googled her on the spot and found her Instagram saying she's a victim of financial abuse. They got rejected from 6 places in 3 days. Paula called again, this time with Tessa's dad, Robert, on speaker. Son, we need to talk about Tessa. I'm listening. She's telling everyone you're abusive. We know that's not true, but she's our daughter. What he's trying to say is, we'll pay you to take her back. I nearly choked. Excuse me? She can't come home. Last time she lived with us, she maxed out my Macy's card and sold Robert's golf clubs while we were on vacation. We can't do that again. We'll pay her portion of rent directly to you, $1,000 a month. Just let her move back in. You want to pay me to date your daughter? Paula, we want to pay you to house her while she gets therapy, please. No amount of money is worth my self-respect. I'm sorry. Robert sighed. Can't blame you for trying, honey. The boy's got sense. Desperate times, desperate measures. Tessa joined a sugar baby website. Bree screenshot it and sent it to the recovery group chat. Her profile: sophisticated fashion expert seeking generous gentleman who appreciates the finer things, temporarily between luxury accommodations, Cartier and Chanel appreciated. The responses per her public Twitter rants. Guys offering $50 for coffee dates. Married men wanting discretion. She wanted Instagram official. One guy who said he'd pay her rent if she also cooked and cleaned. Her tweet: the audacity of men thinking I'm a maid. I'm a luxury experience. Someone replied, ma'am, you're homeless in 21 days. Maybe lower the luxury bar. Our friend group completely split. Team Tessa consisted of Morgan, and that's it. Even the shallow friends could see through her act. Team Reality included Bree, president of the recovery chat, Derek, Bree's boyfriend, who Tessa insulted, Kai, my gaming buddy, James, Tyler's roommate, Nathan, her ex who warned me years ago, even Diane from her work. The group chat was fire. Nathan shared his Tessa stories. She'd convinced him to co-sign a car, then stop making payments. Told his family he was abusive when he cut her off. Keyed his car when he started dating someone new. Bree added hers. Tessa borrowed $500 for emergency surgery, was actually Botox. Spread rumors that Bree's engagement ring was fake. Tried to seduce Derek as a test of his loyalty. I was just the latest victim in a long pattern. Yesterday, I got a call from a local hospital. Tessa was there and had listed me as her emergency contact. Rushed over thinking something serious happened. Found her in the ER, getting treated for a panic attack. When she saw me, she immediately perked up. Baby, you came. I knew you still cared. The hospital called. What happened? I've been so stressed without you. The doctor says I need stability in my life. This separation is literally killing me. The doctor looked tired. Ma'am, you had a panic attack. You're not dying, but I could die from stress. Colton, please, I need you. I turned to the doctor. Is she medically cleared? Yes, she's fine to leave. Great. Please remove me as her emergency contact. Left her there. She had to call Morgan for a ride. Morgan, who drives a 2005 Corolla and couldn't afford the gas to come get her. As of today, 21 days until she's out. 0 job prospects. The Google lawyer scared off employers. 0 apartments approved. $73 in her bank account. overdraft fees. One remaining friend, Morgan, barely. 47 unread texts to me from various numbers. One restraining order paperwork started, by me. Meanwhile, I'm thriving. Paid off my credit card with the ring refund. Booked an international trip with the money I'm saving. Started therapy to process why I accepted this treatment. Joined a cooking class. Turns out my basic cooking just needed appreciation. Downloaded dating apps but taking it slow. The best part? Ran into Harold, the jeweler, at a coffee shop. He was with his daughter, who's a lawyer. A real lawyer. She offered to handle Tessa's legal threats pro bono just for the entertainment value. Anyone who tries to upgrade an engagement ring before receiving it deserves whatever karma delivers, she said. Final update coming soon. Tessa has 2 weeks to find somewhere to live, and Tyler just started dating someone new. Final update. 1 month later. The last 2 weeks were a masterclass in what happens when an entitled person faces actual consequences for the first time in their life. Remember Tyler, the gym trainer angel, who was going to save her? Well, he started dating Samantha, a nurse who actually has her life together. Tessa found out via Instagram when Sam posted them at dinner. At the same restaurant Tessa had tagged wanting to go to, but Colton was too cheap. Tessa's meltdown was public and spectacular. Commented on the post, "Enjoy my sloppy seconds, sis. He can't afford that place anyway." Sam responded, "I paid, because I have a job, and he's nobody's seconds. You never even dated. He told me everything." Plot twist. Tyler had screenshot everything. Tessa sliding into his DMs talking about her abusive ex, me, while simultaneously begging him to pretend to be her boyfriend for apartment viewings. He'd sent them all to Sam as a warning. Tyler himself commented, "You asked me to lie to landlords. When I said no, you called me a broke loser. Please stop telling people we dated." The post went mini viral in our city. Tessa deleted her account within hours. With 1 week left, Tessa still had nowhere to go. Her parents held firm on therapy first. Morgan's couch was off limits after Tessa called her poor and pathetic, and even the sketchy Craigslist rooms wanted first month plus deposit. She tried one last manipulation, showed up with a U-Haul and 8 random people. "These are my friends here to help me move," she announced. I recognized none of them. Turns out she'd hired day laborers from outside Home Depot, told them it was her apartment, and she needed help reclaiming her belongings. "Tessa, none of this is yours. We live together. Half of everything is mine." "Name one thing you purchased." She looked around frantically, pointed at the TV. "That TV. Best Buy receipt from 2021 says otherwise. The couch. IKEA delivery to my name paid with my card. The dishes. Wedding gift from my aunt." The workers looked uncomfortable. One older guy stepped forward. "Ma'am, you said this was your place and your ex wouldn't leave." "It is my place. He's stealing from me." I showed him the lease. My name only. His whole crew left immediately, but not before one muttered crazy in Spanish. Tessa had prepaid them $200 she didn't have. Bounce check incoming. She called the cops. Again. This time claiming domestic violence and theft. 2 officers showed up, already looking tired. "Sir, we need to ask you some questions." "Sure, here's the lease, here's the 30-day notice I gave her, here's documentation of all my belongings, and here's my lawyer's card." They reviewed everything, then turned to Tessa. "Ma'am, filing a false police report is a crime. It's not false, he's abusing me, he took away my whole life." "Did he hit you?" "No, but..." "Threaten you?" "No, but..." "Did he remove you from his credit cards and phone plan?" "Yes, that's financial abuse." The older cop sighed. "Ma'am, that's not abuse. That's called breaking up. You need to leave now or we'll arrest you for trespassing." She left, but not before screaming that I'd regret this and she'd ruin my life. With 48 hours left, Tessa finally found a place. Some sketchy weekly rental that definitely wasn't legal. Cash only, no questions asked. Perfect for someone with no job, no credit, and no references. She showed up with Morgan and Morgan's boyfriend to get her stuff. Except, what stuff? "Where are my things?" she demanded. "What things? Everything here is mine. My clothes, my shoes, my makeup." "Oh, that stuff? It's in storage unit 247. Here's the key. You have 30 days to get it." "Storage? You put my belongings in storage? I legally stored abandoned property. You're welcome." The storage place was 40 minutes away. The unit was $50 a month. She had negative money. Morgan's boyfriend looked at me with respect. Bro, that's cold. Then to Morgan, take notes. This is what happens when you date entitled people. Morgan dumped him on the spot. Tessa now had no ride to the storage unit, created a new Instagram just to post one last shot at me. A long caption about narcissistic exes and surviving abuse with a selfie in her new room. Eagle-eyed followers noticed. Mattress on the floor, water stains on the ceiling, bars on the windows, what looked suspiciously like roaches in the background. Comments were brutal, from penthouse to trap house. This what happens when you fumble a software developer. Shoulda appreciated those handwritten letters. But the killing blow came from Nathan, her ex before me. Fun fact, she did this exact same thing to me 3 years ago. Called me basic, publicly humiliated me, then cried abuse when I left. Some people never learn. Congrats on your freedom, @ColtonTech. I didn't respond, just liked his comment. Last week, ran into Bree and Derek at a restaurant. They were at the same brunch spot where everything went down, invited me to join them. How are you doing? Bree asked, genuinely concerned. Best I've been in years, honestly. We feel so bad, we should have said something sooner about how she treated you. You said something when it mattered, that's enough. Derek raised his glass. To dodging bullets and recognizing red flags. We toasted. Then Bree showed me something on her phone. Tessa had applied to work at the boutique Bree manages. She listed you as a reference again. Bree laughed. The audacity. What'd you tell them? The truth. That she publicly humiliated her boyfriend for not buying expensive gifts while he was secretly planning to propose. They were unimpressed. As of today, 1 month later, Tessa, living in a sketchy weekly rental with 3 roommates she met on Craigslist. Working at a call center, only job that didn't check references. Posted about starting a lifestyle coaching business, 0 clients. Her storage unit got auctioned, she never paid. Begging Morgan for money daily, Morgan blocked her. DMing random men on Instagram asking them to invest in her potential. Me, thriving in my peaceful drama-free apartment. Started dating Lauren, a teacher who thinks handwritten letters are romantic. Got another promotion, turns out I work better without constant criticism. Took that international trip, solo, loved it. In therapy, working on why I accepted poor treatment for so long. Genuinely happy for the first time in years. Yesterday, from yet another new number. Colton, I know you hate me, but I need you to know I'm sorry. I didn't appreciate what I had. You were the best thing in my life, and I destroyed it for Instagram likes and fake friends. I'm in therapy now, court-ordered after the false police report. I see how toxic I was. I don't expect forgiveness. I just wanted you to know I understand now. You deserved better. I didn't respond, but I did notice she sent it from a flip phone. Guess the iPhone got cut off too. Bree sent me a screenshot last night. Tessa had messaged her. Can you ask Colton if he still has that handwritten letter? I want to remember when someone actually loved me. The audacity. The letter she mocked publicly. The letter that represented everything she called basic and unpostable. I still have it. Framed in my closet, actually. A reminder of who I was before I lost myself trying to be enough for someone who didn't value authentic love. But she'll never know that. Lessons learned. 1. When someone publicly disrespects you, believe that's who they are. 2. Keeping it real is usually code for I have no filter or empathy. 3. Financial abuse isn't removing someone from your accounts. 4. The right person will appreciate your efforts, not mock them. 5. Sometimes the best revenge is just letting someone experience life without your support. To everyone who said I was too harsh, where would I be if I'd stayed? Engaged to someone who priced out upgrades to a ring she hadn't received yet. Married to someone who thought my dying mother was too emotional. Lauren and I are cooking dinner together tonight. She says my pasta is restaurant quality. Doesn't need to post it on Instagram, just appreciates sharing a meal with someone who respects her. That's growth. That's peace. That's what I should have always demanded. Thanks for following this journey, Reddit. Remember, you're not too sensitive for demanding respect. You're just with the wrong person. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a reservation at a nice restaurant with someone who won't call it basic just because it's not Michelin starred. Life's good when you stop funding your own disrespect.